Almost 3 years ago, I began documenting my progress in the painting techniques I had learned while watching YouTube. I'm glad to say I've come a long way since then, but there's always more to learn, practice, and share. So, bienvenidos and welcome to my channel. Episode 50 The Kingdom Death Commission continues. The Phoenix, Part 1. Wow, 50. Unbelievable. In the last two videos, I shared with you my rocky progress of the Butcher, the mini I almost ruined with Butterfingers. Now it's time to start on the Phoenix, and again, I was inspired by another YouTuber, Sarastro's Painting. I was enthralled with their process and color choices, but didn't feel confident in my OSL work, so I chose to eliminate the glow effect, as you will see. I'm always trying new things for my videos, and sometimes they just don't work out. I'm not used to painting a mini this large, so trying to keep it on camera while staying comfortable was a bit of a challenge. As a result, I experimented with different camera angles and zoom settings. Sadly, I ended up with a lot of unusable footage and plenty of notes on what to try next video. So this is going to be a short one. Apologies. I started on the base colors and began with the largest single feature to paint, the feathers. I started on the base colors and began with the largest single feature to paint, the feathers. Wanting a nice subtle blend from front to back, I started with Pro Acryl Payne's Gray, as it had the level of blue I was looking for. I overthought the thinning of the paint and ended up with my first attempt being too watery, but the second attempt was much easier to work with. Moving towards the back of the model, I started blending in Army Painter's Wraith Black and continued my progression towards the tail feathers. As I moved along the model, I also started blending the colors from top down, simply going darker as I moved downwards underneath the model. For the feathers, I continued with the Wraith Black, slowly adding Pro Acryl Royal Purple for some simple color variation. The whole blend will of course look more natural in the end, but I'm simply setting the groundwork for now. With the feathers done, it was time to move on to the skin, and I was visualizing a nasty version of vulture flesh. For the base color, I used a mixture of Pro Acryl Dark Plum and Dark Burgundy, again experimenting with the viscosity of the Pro Acryl paints. I think I'm getting the feel for it. After the base was down, I added a layer of Warpaint Fanatics Onyx Skin with a touch of olive drab. I thinned this down as I wanted the dark base to show through, but damn it if the coverage was too good, and I had less of the base showing through than I wanted. I decided I'm going to go back over the skin with the base color thinned to a wash glaze level and darken in the recessed parts. Working with a mixture of burgundy and onyx skin, I painted the various hands that were protruding from multiple parts of the body. Seriously, these models are like some twisted mix of Silent Hill and D&D. There are little hands everywhere, including in an uncomfortable place, and not the back of a VW. Once all the skin was covered to my satisfaction, I started the beak and talons using Pro Acryl Satin Black. Again, these are just base colors as I plan to add more details later. final detail I wanted to get done was the freaky mustache appendage that was attached to the face inside the beak. Yep, you heard that right. This thing has a face in its beak. It just gets weirder and weirder the more of the game I am exposed to. Cool. With the monster done, it was time to start with the log and work down to the base. I used a blend of Pro Acryl Light Umber and a little War Paint Fanatic Leather Brown mixed in. For the ground color, I went with some Pro Acryl Khaki mixed in with some Pro Acryl Shadow Flesh. As I worked out from the center of each landmass, I mixed in a little more Shadow Flesh to show some contrast. I then started to mix in some Pro Acryl Dark Jade to represent the change in depth, as I plan to do more water effects on this mini. To get a better gradient, I tried some wet blending on the mini, and as I added the Dark Jade to the palette. For the very deepest parts of the water, I used Pro Acryl Black Green to great effect. Well, that wraps up this video as I'm out of usable footage. But I will be back next time to finish up the base colors and move on to bringing out the details. I hope you enjoyed my little video. If so, hit the like button to show your support. You can also subscribe so that you won't miss a single episode, and share this video with the other nerds in your life. And always remember, they ain't gonna paint themselves.